Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of That Salty Chef. Today we're doing one of my favorites again. We are steaming Callinectes sapidus, the blue crab, phylum Arthropoda, one of my favorites. They fall into order Decapoda because they have 10 legs. Okay, here's a great example right here. They have 5 pairs of legs, the swimming legs, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. You know, scientists recently discovered that crabs hear through their legs. This is how they found out. They had a crab sitting down and they yelled at it really loud, startled it, and it took off running sideways. So they cut the legs off of them, so they had no legs, yelled at them again, and they didn't run away. So obviously, they hear through their legs. For today's recipe, really simple. We just have a pot with some water, some Old Bay seasoning, and of course the blue crabs, and we're going to steam them. And here's a little trick. Ideally you don't want to submerge the crabs in the water, so to make it easier, what I've done to keep the crabs just slightly above the water in my steamer pot, take a look, I've added some silverware. That'll lift them up a little bit so they're being steamed and not boiled. Now how long do you steam them for? That depends, but basically here's the trick. We start off with this very brownish green colored crab. When they turn a bright red or very distinct red, that means they've cooked long enough and they're ready to go. So let's turn the water on, get it heating up. Okay, it's turned on. We're gonna add our Old Bay seasoning. I like to add a lot to it. So we're gonna give this a few minutes to start steaming. While we're waiting, why don't we discuss a little bit of the external anatomy of the blue crab, Callinectes sapidus. Today we're looking at the external anatomy of the blue crab, Callinectes sapidus. And the first most obvious things we notice are their front claws. Take a look at that right there. And we can see how it's hinged. Remember, that's a characteristic that all arthropods have in common. And we also have one over here. This first section of the claw is called the dactyl. And when we go from leg to leg to leg, we'll notice the dactyls have evolved into different structures. First of all, let's count the number of legs. So we think of them as pairs. And we see this first one here, 1, 2, 3. Behind it is a fourth one, 5. So 5 pairs of legs, or 10 legs. And remember the order that they're found in, Decapoda. Deca means 10. A few other things to point out here is this lateral spine right here. And if we go across, we have another one right here. And right here in the center, kind of hard to see, right there we have something called the cervical groove. Now, back to the legs. We talked about this dactyl, okay, it's hinged, 2 parts for tearing, pinching, crushing. Then we have some other ones which are more for walking, which is kind of pointed. The back ones are the really interesting ones. These here are flattened like paddles or oars, because Callinectes sapidus, which means beautiful and savory swimmer, is a swimming crab. So yes, these crabs can swim. Right here at the front, we have their eyes right there. They're kind of shielded in these little grooves back here to help protect them. Then they also have these terms they call these teeth right here that run down each side. There's 8 of those. The teeth are called anterior lateral teeth. So they're not teeth for eating to use in feeding, but they're more for protection. They're kind of hard and they're very spiny. Now if we flip this crab over, we will see the abdomen right here. And this abdomen, the shape of it is very important because this is the shape of a male abdomen. And it's also referred to as the Washington Monument right here. Now a female, give me a second here, a female has a very different shape abdomen. And you see this more half circle here, a little point at the top, kind of more reminiscent of the Capitol building. So females have this shape, where males have that shape. So really they're very easy to tell these two apart, males and females. So it's a little bit about the external anatomy of the blue crab, Callinectes sapidus. Welcome back, everyone. Our crabs, Callinectes sapidus, should be done. So let's lift the pot. Oh, look at that. They are definitely ready for us. So take a look at this. That is a beautiful steamed crab ready to eat. We just need to cool this down a little bit and then crack it open and get all that delicious meat out from the inside of the exoskeleton. Another great episode. Thanks for watching.